Hi friends! Welcome to Kitchen Princess Bamboo Japanese Everyday Food. Today I'm gonna be making Taiwanese Castella cake. Finally, I hacked the JIGGLY souffle cakes. The thick and fluffy JIGGLY cake is a trend on YouTube. You might have come across some videos. I've been struggling on the souffle cake for my life, but I finally figured out how to do it. The problem was I always have a crack on top when I wanted to make a tall souffle cake. I have watched several videos and I took my time to study what is the most important thing to make the perfect souffle cake. When I think of my souffle roll, which has ideal silky and fluffy texture and never cracked, I cooked flour and cornstarch on the stove top before I add the meringue. And I look back to my souffle cheesecake recipe, there is one thing is missing: the heat. The missing piece was heat. Let's get started. First thing first, prepare the mold. I am using a 6 inches square, 3.5 inches stove mold. Since I have a variety of mold, so I can prepare this quickly, but I don't think all of you have the square cake mold. Here is another way to prepare the mold. Cut your milk package into strips and assemble it into a square of your desired size. Staple the corners to put them together. Line the inside of the mold with 2 pieces of paper crisscrossed. The paper should be exactly the same size as the mold to prevent leaking out. Cover the bottom with aluminum foil. Wrap tightly as much as you can. Since we are baking the cake with the hot water bath, make sure no water is coming in. This mold is flexible and soft, so you cannot get the straight wall, but it is good enough to make your own castella at your home. The ingredients are so simple and just like a pound cake, but the cooking method is very different. First, let's melt butter and milk mixture. Put butter and milk into the small pot and cook on low heat until just before boiling. Meanwhile, let's separate egg yolks and egg white. Set aside. Sift together the cornstarch and all-purpose flour. Add in hot milk and butter mixture into the dry ingredients. Stir vigorously until the butter is very sticky. This is crucial part of this recipe. The heat cooked the flour and cornstarch slightly and make a stickier batter. Let me talk about this a little bit. When you make a choux pastry, we cook the flour and butter and milk all together in the pot. We don't have to cook the mixture like that because we don't need that strong texture. But we need some gelatinized flour and starch here to hold a lot of meringue into the butter to make fluffy Castella cake. In this method, your cake has no crack on top. Our professional kitchen, we use processed starch and stabilizer to make a perfect cake. This method creates a similar effect to the butter. Alright, let's move on. Add in egg yolks in 2 to 3 stages and mix well each time. The batter should look like this when finished mixing. Very smooth and glossy. The shine represents that every ingredient is homogenized properly. Now we are making meringue. Usually we add sugar in 2 to 3 stages to make a stiff meringue. For this cake, we need soft peak meringue. By adding the sugar in the early stage, prevent forming the stiff peaks. First, on low speed, cut the firmness of the egg white. If you are using fresh eggs, egg white must be firm and it's not easy to whisk. When your egg whites start making a foam, add all the sugar at once. Whisk on low for 2 to 3 minutes until the sugar is dissolved. increase the speed to high and whisk until the meringue is very thick and firm to touch. It should be soft peak form like this. It's going to take about 5 to 6 minutes in total. Now let's combine with the egg yolk batter. Whisk the egg yolk batter to make it smooth and add a scoop of meringue. The first scoop of meringue is called sacrifice meringue. Whisk well until no streaks to be seen. What this does is helping the rest of the meringue combine smoothly and nicely. Add the rest of the meringue in 2 to 3 stages. I am using a whisk, scooping the batter bottom to the top. This method can combine everything without deflating the meringue. Some people pointed out that I shouldn't use a whisk, but this is the best way. It is much faster and much easier to combine everything. But do not misunderstand, don't use the whisk until the end. When you mix everything about 90%, stop mixing and switch to spatula. Scoop the batter from the bottom to the top and make sure the mixture is even. It looks good. Let's transfer to the prepared mold. Pour everything into your mold, but please don't add the batter stick to the spatula and the bowl. Flatten the surface and stick a skewer into your batter. Draw a circle to remove air bubbles. Pop into the oven and pour boiling water and start cooking. It's going to take 50 to 60 minutes. When you touch the center and it bounces back, it is okay. But this is a very tall cake, so I don't know it's done or not. Stick the skewer from the side crack, and if it comes out clean, it is done. If it's still wet, cook 10 to 15 minutes longer. Get it back to the oven with the door half open and let it sit for 10 minutes to prevent from deflating. Leave it 10 minutes or so and take out when you can touch the mold and peel off the paper. If you leave the paper as it is going to be a very wet bottom cake. I know you want to eat it now, but I recommend to cool completely or slightly warm. Leave it at least 1 hour. Cut in half and let's see the inside. Look at that silky and fluffy texture. It smells so good and it's a kind of nostalgic. I always eat castella with cold milk as a kid. Castella and milk were a perfect match as after-school snack in the 80s. Let's see the one with the milk package. It is soft, so it cannot keep its shape, but it's still okay. Cut off the uneven side. You can take it to anywhere. It's a crowd-pleasing cake. Everybody loves it. Alright, that's it for today. Remember, the most crucial part is heat. I hope you will give it a try and good luck with your cake. I made the Japanese souffle cheesecake with the same method. Let me show you how if you want. Thank you for watching the video. Give me a big thumbs up and share the video with your friends and families. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. My website is currently unavailable. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I put the link for this recipe in the description box below. Follow me on social media and tag me on your post if you give it a try. In my store on Amazon has pretty much everything that I'm using in my video. I will bring you the best Japanese recipe for your good eat and good health. Thanks again and I will see you soon. Bye!